Gentlemen, how are you doing? Well, first of all, let me just say thank you for being willing to serve this next semester at the Nine for our men's class, Primal Path, a journey to reclaim biblical masculinity. I've been thinking and dreaming and about this class for a while, and then kind of put together our team for our teaching team, and we've been thinking and brainstorming and praying, and man, we're just like so excited to kick this off on January 9th. I don't want to take a lot of your time, but I do want to give you some critical information that you're going to need to really do your job well as a table leader. So here's a few things that we're going to go over. We're going to go over the objectives of the Nine, kind of some of the big values, some of the big hopes and dreams that we have, what we want to accomplish in men's hearts this next semester. We're going to go through the schedule quickly, just so you guys know the weeks and from when to when, and the topics and who's teaching. We're going to talk about expectations that we have of you, the table leader, how you can just really do your job excellently. And then the last one is we're just going to quickly walk through what a typical class is going to look like at the Nine for Primal Path. So let's just start with some objectives. So we really identified four statements, four kind of ideas that we thought to ourselves, if at the end of this semester, if at the end of April, we had accomplished these four things, man, this would have been a successful class. And the first one is this. Here's the first statement. This is my beloved son. We want men to leave this class understanding who they are, understanding what their God-given identity is through Christ as beloved sons. We're actually going to take a week or two just driving home this idea of identity. The second statement is this. I need a faithful four. You might remember a message that I spoke several weeks ago about the four friends who took their paraplegic friend to Jesus and literally ripped a hole through a roof and lowered him in front of Jesus. And we need friends like that. We need people who are going to carry us when life is hard, that know us, that we know, that we do life with, that there's just an intimate connection there. And so we want each man to leave the Nine with at least 2 to 4 friends that are like covenantal, closely connected friends. And if they don't have those people right away, there's just a conviction that they feel in their hearts. And man, I cannot do life alone. I need close, tightly knitted friendships in my life. Third statement is this. Do I practice what I preach? It's like a question. We want each man to leave with a set of spiritual disciplines that they are practicing on a regular basis. We're going to drive this home a lot next semester, in that we want men to not just be hearers of the word, but doers of the word, and putting together what I call, or what is called, I didn't call it that, a rule of life, just a set plan of spiritual disciplines that they are just working on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And the last statement is this. It's not about me. It's not about me. We want every man to leave this class this semester knowing that when they go home, when they are with their wives, that when they go to their places of work or school or wherever they're going to go, that we truly are the servants of all, that we come second and everyone else comes first, that our lives are a gift just given out to the world to be a blessing for their good and the glory of God. So really, those are the 4 objectives of the Nine this next semester. This is my beloved son. I need a faithful 4. Do I practice what I preach? And it's not about me. So here's the schedule, okay? The topic and the teacher. So week 1, so this starts, the Nine Primal Path starts on January 9th and goes until April 24th, week 1. It's the topic Becoming Powerful, and our very own legendary Mr. S, Samuel Stahovsky, is going to be teaching us on January 9th. Week 2, on the 16th, Becoming a Son. Michael Brooks is going to be teaching that, and that's actually going to be 2 parts. Week 1 is the 16th. Week 2 is the 23rd of Becoming a Son, part 2. And Mike's going to teach that as well. Week 4 is on the 30th, called Becoming Free. That's going to be Chris Young talking about freedom from bondage and strongholds. Week 5 is on the 6th of February, Becoming True. Tommy Martin is going to be teaching that class. Week 6 is on the 13th, Becoming the Man You Were Born to Be. I'm going to be teaching that class. Week 7 is the 20th, Becoming a Generalist. This is a really cool idea that I'm super excited to get into. Sam is actually going to be teaching this class for 2 weeks. So Becoming a Generalist Part 1, Becoming a Generalist Part 2, that's week 7 and 8 on the 20th and the 27th. Week 9 is on the 6th of March. It's called Becoming a Warrior. Mike Brooks is going to be teaching that, and who better to teach? I mean, he literally was a warrior. So, I mean, can't get better than that. Week 10 is on the 13th of March, Becoming the Priest of Your Home. Tommy is going to be teaching that. Week 11th is the 20th, Becoming Good Soil. Chris Young is teaching that. The 12th is the 27th, or week 12 is on the 27th, and it's Becoming Deep Roots. I'm going to be teaching that one. Week 13 is the 3rd of April, Becoming Like-Hearted. Chris Young's going to be teaching that one. Week 14 is on April 10th, Becoming a King. Tommy Martin is talking about that. And then the last week, we're actually taking a week in between Easter. We will not be having the 9 on Easter Sunday. But week 15 is on the 24th of April, our last Primal Path for the semester. We're going to be doing a thing called Story Sunday, where we're currently identifying men in our church, and we're wanting them to come and tell their story, because story is powerful, and it helps us connect. It helps us understand where other men are coming from. It helps us in our own story, in our own journey. So I would say this: if you know somebody that, man, just has a really compelling story, or there's an interesting twist to their journey with Jesus, man, let us know, because we'd love to reach out to them and see if they'd be willing to share their story on Story Sunday. So just so you know, we're primarily using the book Becoming a King by Morgan Snyder, and that's going to kind of drive a lot of our content. So if you want to read that book, feel free. It might be really helpful to be familiar with the content, but it's not a requirement, but it just might be helpful to you and really enable you to do a great job as a table leader. Here's some expectations that we have for you as table leaders. What do we expect of you in your role as a table leader? The first one is faithful attendance. Please make the 9 a priority for this semester. It's 15 weeks, guys. You can do it. You can be there all 15 weeks. I believe in you. Please make it your goal to attend every single week, because consistency is key in developing connection, gaining influence, your words having weight in people's lives. And how can we expect just people who are attending to be faithful in their attendance if those who are involved are not? So please, faithful attendance is really important. Facilitate connection. So during the class, even before and after, we're really relying on you to kind of be the hosts, to kind of be the greeters, to kind of be the point people at your table, to facilitate discussion. Every lesson is going to have discussion within it, and it's your job to facilitate that discussion. But then even outside of that, there's going to be some time at the beginning to just kind of connect and check in and see how your week went. There's going to be some time at the end to gather prayer requests and pray for one another. We really need you to run point during that time and facilitate all of that discussion and connection during the 9. Third expectation is this: midweek follow-up. Nothing intense. That maybe at the 9 that Sunday that you gain these guys' information. Maybe it's a cell phone number. Maybe it's an email address. We're going to be putting some sheets on the table to allow guys to fill out so that you can do this well. But just a quick text to your guys that just says, hey, thinking about you, praying for you, hope your week's going good. Can't wait to see you next week at the 9. Bang, that's it. You send that out, just a midweek connection point would just be so helpful to guys, just knowing that they're seen and they're heard and they're known, and that there's actually people who want them to be at the 9. Do the take-home sheet. This is the fourth expectation. Every week, the teacher is going to provide a take-home sheet that is in alignment with the lesson, some practices, some activities to do during the week that go along with the lesson to kind of deepen it and drive it down farther into our souls. Please do some of those activities because at the beginning of each class, it's kind of a check-in to see, hey, did you do the take-home sheet? What was that like? Was any specific practice more fruitful than the other? Was it helpful? Was it not helpful? And so if you don't do those activities, it really just doesn't create the culture that we want to actually be doers of the word instead of hearers. Last one is this, and most importantly, the fifth expectation: please, please, please pray. Take time every week to pray for the men who sat at your table by name. There's just something powerful that happens in our hearts. There's this knitting that the Holy Spirit does when we pray for people. And so please take some time during the week, pray for your guys. And, there's going to be different times. This isn't like an official expectation, but, we want a lot of interaction. We want a lot of questions and answers. Man, lead the way in those times. Like, ask the questions. Like, because if a teacher told me a long time ago, a mentor told me a long time ago that if I'm the only one talking, I'm the only one learning. And so sometimes we need guys to kind of lead the way in discussion and interaction. And so please, feel free to carry that mantle with you every week at the 9. And then lastly, what is a typical class going to look like? Well, we're going to continue to have breakfast every Sunday morning. Breakfast will be available at 8:45. We hope to start right at 9 o'clock every single week. So please, please, please be on time. And the first kind of 2 to 3 minutes is just a welcome. I will host a lot of the 9s this next semester. Just welcome guys. Just have some announcements, some things that are happening here at the church. Maybe set some things up for the class moving forward. But that's going to be really quick, about 2 to 3 minutes. The next 5 to 7 minutes is you guys connecting at your table. And here's the question we want you to ask. Hey, what was a win from your week? I mean, what happened in your life this week that you can be grateful for, that you can be thankful for? And we want you to go around and ask each guy at your table that question. Just a quick little check-in where you're just kind of talking about the week and you're just trying to gain some understanding of where guys are coming from. The next 20 to 30 minutes in the class is going to be the teaching, but along with the teaching is also the discussion. So it will follow a similar pattern where there will be some teaching, then some discussion, some teaching, and then some discussion, just so that there's a way for guys to retain the information and it's not just like information overload. The next 10 to 15 minutes is an element that we're really excited about. It's just a panel discussion. And so we're going to have a text line set up for Primal Path this next year at the 9 that men can actually submit questions that they have. And it can be about the lesson, like if there's uncertainty or if there's confusion about the lesson, they can ask questions about that. But then they can also just ask questions about life, the situations they find themselves in, the argument that they had with their wife, a complex ordeal with their kids or with a boss or with a coworker or something like that, or something that they're going through personally. And as a panel of teachers, we're going to do our best to try to answer those questions. But we would really love for your input as well. If you got some wisdom to give, man, don't hesitate. Throw it in there. And then the last 2 to 3 minutes, we're just going to take some time, close in prayer. And again, you will facilitate this time together at your tables. My hope is that this video was helpful and we can get it to you guys in a way that's easy, but we're also going to send you a table leader guide with all of this information on it. Maybe you're not a video guy, maybe you just like to see something on a piece of paper in front of you. We're going to get that to you as well. Please take some time, go through it, listen to the video, just so that you can really be prepared for this next semester. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. I've already taken too much of your time. Man, we're so excited about the 9 starting on the 9th of January. And again, we're just so grateful that you were willing to serve this next semester. We'll see you later.